I've just been listening to a song by Coldplay. They came up with a line of, "You get what you want, but not what you need." Well, we're talking about material possessions. How often we're striving out there to accumulate all this material stuff. Now, I know multiple decamillionaires, those who have more than $10 million or more wealth. And they all say the same thing. They kept striving for more and more material possessions, more and more successes. Look at that from a business point of view. More and more successes. And then they get to a certain point, they go, you know what? I'm just as unhappy. I feel just as empty as what I did when I had nothing. So all this stuff I've been working hard to accumulate is actually not it. And they're right. It's not about that. Planet Earth is not about accumulating material possessions. It just isn't. If you know anything about Christianity, go back and have a look at the Master Jesus. Have a look at his life. All he owned was the vestments on him. That was it. He'd go around from house to house, they'd feed him, they'd house him, he'd move on to the next place and away he went. He never had to worry about any of that stuff. It would just be an example. I'm not saying we all need to do that. I don't do that. All I'm saying though is Buddhism says, let go of everything that you're afraid to lose. Only then will you know true freedom. Right now, we are prostituting ourselves and doing things that don't feel right so as we can have what someone else calls freedom. That's not freedom. That's conditional. Did you know that? If I do this, I get that's conditional. Freedom's not conditional. Freedom's who I innately am. No one can take that away. We're all made in the image of God, whatever God is for you. God's not restrained or limited by anything. He's limitless. Equally present at all places at all times. Does that sound limiting to you? It certainly doesn't to me. So why are we limiting ourselves with conditions? So, how do you get true freedom? Well, stop listening to all these conditions. Just be yourself. Follow your heart. Follow that intuition. I watched a very interesting movie last night, and this detective was talking to this dead person. He said, you know, he said, small little twins that you had to say no, to not to do that one little thing, but you said, stuff it, I'm doing it anyway. And it led to that person's death. Same thing happens with us all the time. We ignore those little telltale signs, those hints, those inspirations, our intuition. We ignore it and things don't go as well as what we'd like it to. We have a choice. The more we listen to that intuition, the deep, small voice within, the much more we come onto the path that's our true path that will lead us the way of happiness and fulfillment, where no matter what's happening around us, we feel deeply fulfilled. Now here's the other thing too. Because planet Earth's not about material possessions, well, what is it about? Well, it's actually about our spiritual journey. It's about, what have I come here to understand more about myself? I come in alone and I go out alone. I make some beautiful partnerships along the way with some beautiful people. I have extraordinary friends, extraordinary people around me. And how did that happen? Well, because I understand the value of the stuff that's intangible. All material stuff is tangible. All material stuff is a means to an end. It certainly is not the end. It was never meant to be the end. It's intangible. The intangible is the end. Keep striving to accomplish and understand ourselves better. So I hope that helps out unravel a little bit of stuff that's going on at the moment.